doing in there? Let's go. We got some work to do today. As you guys seen by the title, one of the best things, or probably one of the most important things of the Mach 1 has shown up: the motor. Now, for those of you that don't know the whole backstory, I pretty much took it to a mechanic. I got screwed over and they pretty much stole parts and they didn't do what I asked them to do. So as of right now, the motor's back home and I'm super hyped about it. Obviously it looks a little dusty, it looks a little bad, I know, but it's been sitting outside under cardboard and a plastic bag. But I wanted to show you guys something that I didn't do in the last, I guess you could say, in the beginning when I built this motor. I never got the opportunity to paint it all black how I wanted. I sent it out to my buddy Zach. Zach did me the solid and put it all together, and I mentioned to him that I wanted to paint it black, and when I got it, here it is. The only thing obviously is I wasn't sure about the valve covers, so they're not tight, but everything else is done exactly how I wanted. The backstory on this is, like, I asked the guys to do all the seals, everything like that, and pretty much they screwed me over. They said that they did it, but in reality, guys, they didn't do anything, which kind of screwed me over. I waited about 7 months and didn't get anything out of it. So as of right now, the one thing I wanted to show you guys is this: the motor is officially home and I'm super excited about it. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys is in here. All of this is pretty much all my parts. They just threw everything back in here. They didn't really label anything. Any little bag that you see with like labels like this, it's like I did that. That's me going through all of this in advance before I showed you guys, because I cleaned a lot of parts up. A lot of things are gonna get repainted. Like this one's gonna get repainted, obviously, before I put it back on. This one, I just might give it a nice little overspray. And a lot of this stuff was cleaned up and everything like that. The one thing I wanted to show you guys is the tensioner. For this specific model, you had to cut. If you notice right here, it's been cut. And it looks like it's all janky and everything, is because it is. I ended up cutting it because to fit the supercharger in, you need to cut it, and the belt, yeah, it's a whole situation that I can show you guys later on when I get all this stuff. And the belt is another problem. They didn't give me the belt back, so I don't have the belt to go based off measurements. Now I have to guess again, which is gonna suck, but it is what it is. So I have a new one of these. The reason why I have a new one is because there's like a lot of like weird, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like fractures, or how can I explain it, like cracks and stuff. Like there's just a lot of little things that I don't like about it. I guess I can run it and just see what happens and then still have the extra one, but I don't know, like I'm kind of debating it because there was a lot of little fractures that I seen that I didn't like. I'm trying to find them now, but now it seems like I can't find them. I don't know, but either way, I'm gonna end up replacing it because it's just, I already have a new one, but I'll keep this one as a spare just in case. Whoa. Just in case if the new one breaks or something like that. And I have a picture that I want to go based off of, so I'm gonna post the picture up right here, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna go based off of, because I don't remember anything. I don't remember where any of the bolts and everything go. Luckily for me, I kind of remember, like there's one missing here and like here and stuff like that, but this is for a pulley, this is for a pulley, and right here this is for part of the supercharger bracket. This is also for the supercharger bracket. There's a lot of little things that's already been put on, but there is still some that need to be put on, like this one here, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of little random missing ones, but I'll figure that out as I go. I just wanted to tell you guys that the motor's here, and we're gonna be going through the process of putting this all back together, which is kind of exciting, kind of not. Yeah, big old mess. All right, so like based off the picture that I showed you guys earlier, I believe these are the exact bolts to put everything back into place. This one goes here, this pulley goes, yeah, this pulley, and the tensioner goes here. Now the only sad part is that I only have one of these. The other three are pretty much gone. So I have to order those online. Now I'm assuming they just decided, hey, you know what, whatever we have, just throw it back in the box and just call it a day. I'm just happy that they like put these little guys back in here, like this spacer, this little spacer, and its other one, because those are actually pretty pricey on Vortec, and then a lot of other miscellaneous stuff. But they also lost my crank pulley, which obviously goes right here. I went ahead and ordered one. I haven't tried it out yet. I hope it's the correct one, because if it's not, then this is gonna really suck. So puts it in. Oh yeah, this be the crank pulley. This looks good. Awesome. I don't know how deep that goes, but it's a pretty long boat. Looking in here, I don't have it, so that sucks. It's gonna be it's gonna be a long game of hide and seek with all these bolts. And you know, on the bright side, it's cool because I get to kind of have a little bit of a challenge. On the downside, well, it's a fucking challenge. So another thing, I have this crank pulley, which is the harmonic balancer, which is the original one. This is the original harmonic balancer. It's obviously ugly, a little on the heavy side, and I don't know how that's gonna, I think I'm missing an extra washer or something. But anyway, so I have another one that I want to show you guys, and it's under here. Let me see if I can get it out here. Here it is. This is it. Now, this one here costs quite a bit of money. The only issue that I have is I don't think that little slit that's right there lines up with the key. Because if you look back here, you kind of see that little indentation. Maybe I didn't line it up properly, but this pretty much goes like that, you know, and you kind of get the whole idea. I'm gonna try to see if I can put that on. I don't know if that screw is gonna need a washer, but we'll give it a shot right now and see what happens. Well, just by looking at it, you can see yourself. It's gonna fall right through. I don't know if you guys got to see that, but yeah, you're gonna fall right through. So I do need a washer. Let me just show you guys to this side here. Yeah, I'm gonna need a washer for sure. That means I gotta do an O'Reilly run, take this with me and find, I guess, a thick enough washer that'll work, or see if I can order one online. But as of right now, I don't think I'm gonna be able to put on that harmonic balancer, let alone that guy, because I don't know if this one's gonna work out 100%. If it doesn't, then that has to go back in there. And the sad part is I can't return that anymore because I lost the information on that. Or normally with me, when I get parts and everything like that, I assume I did good and I just delete everything. So that's my bad. So we're gonna go get a washer and see if this will work. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that today because, well, I'm still trying to figure out what I have as far as for parts and everything like that. I honestly, this is gonna be a tough one. Fuck it, let's go get this washer. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find the harmonic balancer washer there, but I even had them look it up in the system and it didn't pop up. So the next thing for me to do is go to my local hardware store or go to a big brand hardware store and see if I can find one there, because I'm gonna need that for sure. So I brought the other harmonic balancer with me just in case I need to see the diameter and stuff, because the last thing I want to do is buy a lot of freaking washers and none of them be it. So I believe I'm gonna go to Home Depot first, because the local hardware store, I'm just passing it now and it's already closed. So I'm gonna go to the big brand one and see if I can find them there. All right, so first things first, we're gonna start off with the water pump pulley, which is this one. I have the new ones. If you see the old one, it's a little bit longer than the one that I got, but if you look at the old one here, it has that little area where it has like no thread. So, and then it has this little washer. And then these right here, you don't need a washer or anything like that, a lock washer, because obviously it does it all on its own. But they're a little bit shorter, so I'm not 100% sure how they're gonna work out. I don't know if they're gonna reach. So here we go, and give it a shot. I took a risk on these because they're a little bit fatter and I wasn't sure if it was gonna touch. So it's looking like it's gonna work. So that's a plus. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna work. Plus the gold hardware, I'm not mad at that at all. That's gonna look pretty dope, I think. I'm gonna paint obviously this. As of right now, I'm just mocking everything up just to make sure I have everything. But this is gonna be the real test right now, the harmonic balancer, because like I said, this is the original one, and then the one that I have in the bag is the aftermarket. Just by looking at it, this entry looks a lot wider on this one, but I could be wrong. We're about to find out right now. All right, so I have it mocked up right now. I know it's very shiny, so it's gonna reflect pretty bad. And I ended up getting 3 washers. The reason why I ended up getting 3 is because I felt like one was gonna be too flimsy, because they're not the thickest, and the one that I had originally was probably the same thickness of these 3, so that's why I got 3. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot and see if we can get this to somehow go in there. I think I need to hit it a little bit more, the harmonic balancer, because as of right now we are barely scratching it if you look right there. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find me something that I can hit this with and not damage anything. So let's hope whatever the $500 or whatever this cost me doesn't turn out to be wasteful. All right, so the thing that I found was in a socket and one of my makeshift little, I don't even know what to call it, but this is what I use to hit, I guess, anything. I don't even know. I'm losing the name of it, but I have a name for it. But yeah, so I'm putting it like that, and I'm gonna use this rag pretty much like this underneath. So when I hit it, it doesn't really scratch. I mean, not that it really matters because you're not gonna see it, but I still want to at least protect it as much as possible. So we're gonna give it a shot. Let's see if I can make this go in there safely. If not, then we're gonna have to go back to ugly mess, but old reliable right here. So let's give it a shot. Now I wanted to give you guys an update. The harmonic balancer is on. It took me a while to slap it in there, but I feel like I matched it up just right. I want to say each side has about the same spacing, just based off the way that I was hitting it. I'm just hoping that I didn't hit one slanted or whatever. That's like one of my biggest fears. But another thing that I wanted to show you guys is that I think this harmonic balancer bolt might be a little too long. If you look, it looks like the last 2 I was already fucking up. So if you put it in there, turns a little bit and then it just stops right there. But before I used to go in a lot more, and I over tightened it, I want to say, because there was so much left over and it didn't make sense to me. And I see that and I was like, holy crap. So I have to get a smaller one of this and we'll go from there. I knew it felt a little on the extra side, but it's all part of the process. I'm gonna go see if I can find me one at least half this size. If I do, I will install it. If not, then we're gonna have to continue this video on another day. But as of right now, this is pretty much what it's looking at. It's looking like pretty solid. I'm just very scared on the inside because the last thing I want to do is fuck up the crank, and well, we already know how much of a pain in the ass that would be. So I'm gonna go see if I can find me another one of these. It just sucks because, you know, I paid a lot of money for this one and it's supposed to be OEM, but I doubt it. Anyway, if I can't find it, then I'm gonna order one online. Wish me luck. Well, as unfortunate as it is, and just my luck, it's I couldn't find it. And I didn't want to go to another auto parts store or a hardware store to find this, because this is actually a very important piece and it's going into a very important spot. So I just went ahead and ordered an ARP one. I believe that's how you say it, or not an APR, but an ARP. And hopefully it gets here. The only issue that I have with the one that I ordered, it's a 12 point. So I got to figure out if I have that in my tool set. Other than that, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a little update of pretty much what we're looking like. I'm more than likely going to replace this one just so it could look shiny like everything else. Not that you're going to see it or anything, but it's just, I guess you could say, for me more than anything. But as of right now, guys, that's what we're looking like. It sucks that it's unfortunate that we're gonna have to stop here, but thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Catch you guys on the next one.